Hey everyone, it's Julie. Today we'll be making Chipotle chicken noodle soup. It's flavorful, it's spicy, and it's delicious. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is season our chicken breast with some salt and pepper generously. I'm using 2 boneless chicken breasts and they are very large as you can see. And you want to make sure that you season them on both sides. When you are done seasoning them, you want to rub them with some chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. And then we are going to bake these in a preheated oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. If yours are a bit thinner, make sure to cook them for a bit less. Here I have some chopped onions, carrots. I bought the peeled baby carrots, some celery. I'm not a big fan of celery, but I always put it in my soup. In my tuna? No way. So in my pot with a little bit of olive oil, I'm going to saute my veggies, or mise en place, however you call it, for about 7 minutes. I threw in some spices, which included garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, and cumin. Give everything a stir. We're then going to add some fresh garlic. We're going to pour in the chicken broth. Make sure to cook this over high heat, and what we're really looking for is for our carrots to soften up. Chicken just came out of the oven, and I know you can boil the chicken, but I felt like if I did that, the chipotle sauce won't stick to the chicken the way it would if I baked it. Make sense? Good. I'm going to chop the chicken into cubes. You may shred it if you like. That, of course, is optional. And by the way, this has got to be one of the biggest chicken breasts I've ever seen. Seriously. But nonetheless, it came out super juicy. So I just sliced it up, and then I'm going to chop it into little pieces, flip it over, flip it to the side, and then give it another chop like that. Now this is where you have some choices to make. If you can really tolerate spicy food, then you can just pour all of this over your chicken. I personally removed the chipotle peppers, but if you notice there are lots of seeds that got out of the peppers and are swimming around in the juices, I left those in, and even though I removed the chipotle peppers, the soup had a really nice spicy kick. If you don't like spicy food at all, then I suggest you strain the liquid to catch all of the seeds. By the way, how moist and delicious does that chicken look? I don't know, you tell me. Now we're going to place our noodles into our broth. I'm using egg noodles, but you may use any pasta you'd like. You may even use some rice. Chicken and rice was my favorite soup when I was a kid. Then in goes our chicken, and I know I asked you earlier how good did that chicken look, but I'm going to have to tell you that the chicken looks incredibly tasty. I'm going to let this simmer for about 7 minutes, just in case you're wondering what the chipotle peppers can look like. There you go. I wanted my soup a little bit spicier, so I added some extra adobo sauce, seasoned it with some salt and pepper. I skimmed the fat off with a ladle, and about a minute before serving the soup, I threw in some corn, a little bit of cilantro, some scallions, gave everything a stir. Make sure to check for seasoning, very important. And I believe we're done. This soup did not take me longer than 40 minutes to make. It was super easy, but it was incredibly flavorful, spicy, and it's homemade. Homemade chicken noodle soup? That sounds good, but homemade chipotle chicken noodle soup? Now we're on different levels. It doesn't have to be cold outside. You don't have to be sick in order to make this. I feel like people only talk about chicken noodle soup when it's cold outside or they have a fever. We must make this more often. I served this with a little bit of avocado slices. That's optional. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you give this recipe a try, and thank you guys so much for watching.